Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karamavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta jana kalyani niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahma vidvaram. Om Parthaya pradibodhitam bhagavata Narayanena swayam Vyasena gratitam purana munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusantadami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadghatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidussura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Atat sabdatashotyayah Arjuna uvacha Ye shastra vidimutsrijya Yajante shraddhayanvitaha Tesham nishtatu ka Krishna Satvamaho rajastamaha. Shri Bhagavan uvacha Trividha bhavati shraddha Dehinam swasvabhavaja Satviki rajasi chaiva Tamasi cheti mam shrunu Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharata Shraddha mayoyam purushaha Yo yashraddhasa eva saha Yajante satvika devan Yaksharakshamsi rajasaha Pretan budagananschanye Yajante tamasa janaha. Yo yashraddha sayeva saha. Our mind is what we are. We as human beings are so unpredictable. You can predict how a dog will behave, or a cat will behave, or even a snake. Human beings, you will never know. Because the very fact that they think is the greatest problem, a curse as well as a great blessing. You know, because we think, we change our behavior, our attitude, our perception. On the one hand, it is a great privilege, on the other hand, it is a great curse. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho bandhaya vishaya saktam moksham nirvishayam smritam. Vishaya saktam manaha bandhaya karanam. For the bondage, it is a mind which is attached to, attracted to things and get involved, indulged. Mokshasya api manayeva karanam. Mind alone is the cause for a release also. Progress and regress, everything is caused by the same mind. That's why Bhagavan said, Uddared atmana atmanam atmanam na avasadayed atmaiva hi atmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmana. Your own mind is your friend. Your own mind is your enemy. This is applicable everywhere. Your child is not studying, it's the mind. Very studious, it is the mind. What we do every moment is caused by how we think, and how we think is decided by what we feel important in our life. Intentions. The intentions are here termed as shraddha. And those intentions are caused by what we have experienced before and had gone deep into our personality as impressions. Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha yoya shraddha sayevasya. That being so, all religions talk about how to create the correct atmosphere in the mind. When you go to a temple and pray, etc., obviously the intention is to create an atmosphere of holiness, an atmosphere of dedication, devotion. And when we are singing also, bhajan, before the talk, it is intended to calm the mind. Because you are still worried about the shoes that you left behind there. New shoe? I hope nobody takes it. Volunteers will look after my shoe or my car. Those who have come recently to Bal Vihar, they are wondering about, I hope my children are taken care in that room. There is always mind somewhere at least 100 to 200 feet away, if not more. Sometimes it is in miles. So where is your mind? Where your intentions are, what your purpose is. So even when you go to a temple, even the atmosphere is created with bhajans and mantras and chanting, and then all that, mind would not be the same for everyone. Their purpose is different, why they came there to the temple. That's why Bhagavan said, Trividha bhavati shraddha. Three types are the shraddha are there. Trividha bhavati shraddha, three types of shraddha. And what are those? As even Arjuna asked that question, is it sattvic, is it rajasic and tamasic? Yes. Our behavior dictated by what is top of our mind. Is it sattvic? Is it ready to learn? Is it ready to quieten? It is ready to surrender? Or is it ready to understand? It is ready to grow, progress? Or it is only engaged in what do I get, what do I get, what do I get, what do I get? Even when you meet people, networking. Most people are busy with networking, not working, networking. All the meetings are all about what? How do I make maximum money out of this person? Is it not true that we are most of the time in a rajasic mode, extroverted mode, pravritti marga, karma marga? And so that mind also, even it goes to a place of worship, it is looking for, why am I come here? Why have I come here? And demand from the Lord. Or the worst kind, lazy, unproductive, trying to make others miserable. There are people whose life agenda is to make others miserable. Tamasic. So Bhagavan here clearly said, Satvika devan yajante. People who are of sattvic faith, because the question raised by Arjuna was Nishtha ka Krishna. Sattviki, Rajasi, Tamasiva. Shraddha is there, faith is there. Why do you need a faith if you can do it? See, if I can do something, should I need to hope or expect something to happen outside my abilities? Faith is mostly because I can do certain things and I believe something else will happen for which I have to work on, though I cannot make it happen. Like you have hope for your children, right? I hope he studies well or she studies well. I hope he gets into the better university. And then Bhagavan, do something about it. Kuch akkal de do usko. So faith is based upon our expectations about something which is unknown. Please make this point clear in your mind. Some people say, I have no faith in God or no faith in anything. Why? Because I think I can do everything myself. Until they are hit by the world, by life, they will never understand. Your youngsters are like that. Because they think that they can make whatever they have to do in life until they get failures, one after another. Then they know there is something more than the eyes can meet. So the unknown is undecided. What is the unknown that you want to reach? Is the unknown some name, fame, power, position, money, wealth? Or is it something which is for your own peace, your own happiness, your own well-being, your own growth, your own liberation, your own freedom? Or your faith is all about how to use others for my pleasures, how to indulge, how to become more and more lazy, how to get things done by others while I don't do anything. Our Gurudev used to say, minimum work, maximum wages. That is the agenda of all the people who graduate from the university. I'll make others work while I sit down. Easy money. So, now, in the context of Bhagavad Gita, of course, Bhagavan Krishna would put it in a different way when he says, Devan yajante. Gurudev always said, Deva here does not mean a particular god. Anything that is an altar of brilliance, altar of creativity, altar of productivity, which will increase your wisdom, knowledge, perception. So, Devan yajante satvikaha. I am in this condition, in this mindset, in this kind of thinking of maturity. I need to become better, more understanding, less aggressive, less angry, more peaceful, more compassionate, more loving, more accommodating. If that is the state of your mind, most of your thoughts are of that kind, then obviously you seek those deities that represent that. Is Bhagavan Vishnu or Shiva sitting in deep meditation, or a Christ who's put there on the cross for the sake of others. Love all, sacrifice of others. So the deity of your worship is a representative of your goal. Please understand that clearly. It is not just an idol sitting there, a form. It is my goal. That is what is called sattvic. Where I see myself there, I need to reach that point of compassion or love. A Buddha sitting there quietly meditating or keeping compassion as the very aim of his life, embracing others, loving others in spite of who they are, what they are. The idea is that let me look at that and get inspired to live like that, to emulate those qualities, to raise my standard. Devan yajante. Yajante satvika devan. Rajasaha. People who have rajasic tendencies, again, why they have become like that is because of their background is like that. They have been exposed to such kind of experiences only. Unfortunately, parents were like that, or in the society in which they were growing up like that, community, the people around, the friends they have met, the school they have gone, whom they have associated with, or whom they met in the net. Nowadays, that influences more. One boy was there, and recently I met that boy. And second grader. You're very fond of playing video games. I asked him, which subject you like in the school? Nothing. Second grader. I'm not even joking. Why? Nothing is challenging. Nobody is sitting there pointing a gun at me. Therefore, I don't like it. Now, what do you call that? Because of that exposure. That fellow is constantly sitting and fighting with guns. Obviously, when he goes to school, nobody is fighting with me. Whom do I slap? Whom do I hit? Because that mind is, that's called VR. What is VR? Not VR. VR, virtual reality. So, Rajasic state of mind will look for deities of which kind? Who represent that? Yaksha, Raksha. Those who are owners of wealth, or those who are representatives of power, strength, violence, arrogance, torture. Get things done no matter what. So those kind of deities attract their mind. Again, later on, Bhagavan Krishna is going to say what kind of food they eat also. Not that those kind of the food will make them like that. It's kind of mutual. You eat that kind of food because you want it, and those kind of food will exaggerate it. In the world, when you go to a place of any shopping, etc., all things are there. What you want is what you see. And you get attracted to that only. So, Yaksha Rakshamsi Rajasaha Yajante. They worship and they consider those kind of deities alone as, see, and in that case, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa worshipped Kali. With so many heads and blood coming out, knockout. Even in that form, he saw only mother, a compassionate mother. Because in that place where he grew up, in Bengal, the main deity that is worshipped is Kali. Therefore, he grew up with that kind of an environment. And even in that case where others may be perhaps worshipping for a different purpose, his thing is, this is mother, the most divine mother, most loving mother. Was he arrogant and has he become rajasic there? No. He worshipped that form all right, but his mind is about the love of the mother, compassion. So, deity by itself would not decide your state of mind. Your state of mind will decide which particular deity you would like to go and what you look for them, what you look from them, or what you demand from them. Political power, physical power, strength, aggressiveness, oppressing others. Like Ravana did. He went to Shiva only. Did he seek, said quietly like him? So, what about tamasic people? Those whose minds are of tamasic quality, their background is like that. Unproductive, lazy existence, kao pivo maujuda. Oh, what is they worship? Pretan bhutaganan. Pretan, dead, physically not there, and they are hanging around like a spirit. Bhutaganan, deities that are doing things, do things for you when influenced in a secret ways. Every religion has got it. I told you before also. Buddhism has it, Christianity has it, Islam has it, Hinduism has it, all of them have it. Why? Because there are set of people who want that. A society is consisting of many different kinds of people. So there are certain people who want that thing. Predan bhutaganan staiva yajante tamasajana. So therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, let us look at the line of thinking here. The line of thinking is a person is what his faith is, or what a person is what his mind is, first of all. Sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha. And the mind is intending towards certain things or wanting to achieve certain things on which a person has a faith. This will make me happy because his background has been like that. His education, the way he grew up. And thus, a person, as he progresses, he will look for deities that represent that. What I want. Therefore, accordingly, there will be worship. That's why when this answers Arjuna's question, right, pretty much. What kind of an ishta it is? So he says that Yajante satvika. So yajante satvikaha devan yaksharakshamsi rajasaha predan bhudaganam seva yajante tamasa janaha. Now, any achievement is through certain amount of physical exertion. No doubt about that. Nobody can progress without getting up and doing something about it. In the religious parlance, it is called tapas. The very word tapa means to burn. Suryaha tapati. The sun is burning. Sun is losing itself to brighten the light for us, brighten the day for us. Right? A fire is burning to give us light and heat. In the same way, unless we do certain amount of exercise or certain amount of effort, we will not be able to achieve what we need to achieve. If you want your dog to behave in a particular way, not on its own, it will do something. Then you have to train that dog to behave in certain ways. The dog does not behave on its own the way you want. You have to train it. That's the difference between a human being and the animals. Animals can be trained. Human being can think and evolve. By perceiving or experiencing life and very minutely watching or observing that, okay, this is not right, this is correct, and therefore I should not do this. I should do this way. This educating in themselves is there in the human mind, which is not there in most of the animals. They have to be trained. You ask a dog, bring the paper. It will just look at you. Why? Why it doesn't understand what is bring? What is paper? You have to show. When I say bring paper, you have to walk and pick up that. Maybe you take it in your own mouth and bring it. And so this is what you do. You have to train it. So a human being, based upon what he or she wants to achieve, needs to engage in doing certain things. And in the religions, they are all prescribed. What can be done? What should be done? In that also, there are three. Sattvika tapas, Rajasika tapas, and Tamasika. So here in the next verse, Bhagavan Krishna introduces that. Verse number 5. Ashastra vihitam goram tapyante ye tapo janaha dambhahankara samyuktaha Kamaraga balanvitaha Ashastra vihitam goram tapyante ye tapo janaha dambhahankara samyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha. Most people engage in the religious, let us take the first religious part of it, tapas, mainly for achieving something which they desire to experience in their own life. Kama, raga, bala, anvitaha, endowed with kama, desire, raga, attachment, the strength of or the force of kama and raga, desire and attachment. We desire for things which we don't have, we have get attached to things which already have. That's the difference between kama and raga, desire and attachment. And because they want to achieve that, not only for themselves, but to show off to the world. Damba. Damba means pretension, ostentiousness, exhibitionism, show off. I want to show that what I have. I am capable of doing this. I want to make sure others understand this. Now, most of the people who go to any temples, etc., even they build the temples for that only. Balaji temple number 1, Balaji number 2. Why you can't be together? Because that is by that caste people, this is a different caste people. Bhagavan mein kya hai? No, it is not. That is a different community. I am a different community. Not only in Hinduism, in every religion it is there. So even the building a temple is for one's own ahankar. I read, I might have told you also. One contractor And he was assigned to build a beautiful temple. And he was so dedicated, so devoted to that whole project, and he built the entire thing very well. And then the day of inauguration, when it came, when they were about to install the deity there, he was not allowed because he belonged to different community. He was sitting outside the temple crying, "Oh Lord, I made such a beautiful temple for you, and I had really exerted myself to make this happen. And ultimately, when you are invited to go inside, or when you are going to be installed, I am not allowed to see that. How unfortunate it is." Then as he was sitting and crying, the celebration was going on, people are gathering up for the installation. And an old man came, sat next to him. "Why are you crying, my dear boy?" And I'm not allowed. He explained the whole thing. Even I am not allowed. Then, who are you? God. Only their own ahankar inside. Damba ahankara samyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha. People who are only building things or doing the austerities, tapas, sacrifice, only to show off, or because of their ego, because of the force of their own desire and attachment. How do they engage in tapas? Ashastra vihidam. They do not follow any shastra. Ashastra vihidam. Goram. Terrible. Ye tapo jana, tapaha janaha tapyante. Tapaha tapyante. These people engage in sacrifices and austerities which are not at all prescribed by the scriptures, driven by their own desire and attachment, also because of their ostentatious attitude, and out of their ego. Damba hankara samyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha ashastra vihidam goram tapaha tapyante ye janaha. Such people are, and you don't need to go too far away. You will see around. My temple, I built it. Hey, you build your own house, it is all okay, because it is that your own. But even temple for the Lord, or even the place of worship, there is ego, there is ahankar. And when they do any kind of austerities also, out of their own arrogance, showing off. In many of the marriages, when you go also, hardly anybody is interested in what's going on in the main place, where that, priest is telling, and by and way they are only posing for the camera. And many times the audience can't see a thing because the camera is right in front of them. All the fellows. It is like you go to Taj Mahal and seriously taking picture. Have you seen Taj Mahal? No, we'll go home and see it. Why? I want to get the best shot. And why you want to do? So that I can show the bill. This is my camera. You see, I did this. This is my, see this angle, you see that? You never bother about the building itself. Taj Mahal, who cares? The way I took the picture. Nowadays, it has become a fan. Every month. So in India, my God, when you're walking in the airport, drinking coffee picture. Drinking coffee, another picture. I was going in an elevator, escalator, what we call it. So one girl was standing there. Another girl was standing below. I went there and looked at her. She's not either. It's going up. Why should be standing there? If it's going down, I understand. Because this girl is taking an angle from below. In the airport. Damba, Ahankara, jumping also. What is that? I mean, it is, okay, whatever they do. In the religious parlance also, doing things just to exhibit, to show off to people. It's Rudraksham. Never even a time, 1 minute, he or she has sat down to do any japa. Rudraksham. Here also. Andan Kumkum, every never ever sat down quietly. If only they have sat down quietly, even chanted for 5 minutes, they will know how difficult it is. You try. Without your mind going anywhere, try. 5 minutes. Only chant the name of the Lord and nothing else. You will find, oh, mind is so uncontrollable. This guy is the terrible one which we have. Ashastra vihidam goram tapyante e tapo janaha damba hankara sanyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha. Bhagavan doesn't stop there. They go to the other extreme of persecuting their body, and they think by persecuting physically, destroying their own body, they want to prove something. There are people who run on the fire, pierce the body, needles, or hit them with their own, what do you call that? Splash or a lash, Huh? Whipping themselves. What did the body do to you? It's given to you by your parents for you to take care of it and go on in your life. Why are you persecuting that? What did it do to you? You are misusing the body and you blame the body for that? You ate too much. I'm putting on a lot of weight. It's all because of the body. Huh? What did the body do? You couldn't control your tongue. So even physical bodies, they torture in the name of God. He is not, I'm not saying, he's saying that. The next verse you see. Karshayanta sharirastam bhutagramam achetasaha mam chaivanta sharirastam tan vidyadasura nischayan karshayanta sharirastam bhutagramamachetasah mam chaivanta sharirastam tan vidyasura nischayan. Tan vidhi, you understand that. Asura nischayan. They are asuric tendencies, for sure. What do? Sharirastam aham mam, sharirastam mam karshayanta. Torture the body. Where I am. Bhagavan says, where am I? Sharirastam mam. I there in your body. He doesn't need to explain this too much. Where am I? I'm pretty much there in you, in your own body, as your awareness, as your consciousness, and in the physical body where I am, you torture me. Karshayanta sharirastam budagramam. Budagramam sharira. This physical body, which is nothing but the combination of 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space, in which I am present as awareness, and this physical body, therefore, deho devalaya proktaha. Physical body is a devalaya. Jivo bhuta sanatana. The body is the abode of the Lord, and the one who is the jiva is sanatana. He is a timeless, eternal presence. That's why Bhagavan Krishna explained in another chapter, I have two prakritis, bhumi rapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara idiyam me binna prakriti rashtata apereyam idastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho yeyetam dharyate jagat. The fivefold elements plus mana, buddhi, ahankar, this constitute my lower nature, which you are familiar with that. But you do not familiar with the one which I am, called para prakriti, which is jiva, the life, the awareness. And that is there within you. And this physical body is an abode of that, me, my temple. In the name of tapas, in the name of religion, why are you persecuting that? The problem is caused by this one. By hitting your body, piercing your body, but lashing with the whip, or running on the fire, what is that you're trying to prove? You are actually persecuting me. Some people say, oh, this is to discipline the mind. We do it. Discipline the mind is by disciplining the thought, not by the body. Many people, in the name of disciplining the mind, they torture the body. Is it the hand looking for the sweet? Swamiji, I don't know. I look at my hand, it just goes there. Can the hand go without your permission? I don't know, Swamiji. It just happens. When I see the sweet, I tell them, don't go. Just don't go. How does it happen? Who is the cause? Is the body cause of it? Is the object which is the cause for that? Is it the body? Perceiving body? No. It is this guy which is misinformed. And because of the force of vasanas, so instead of controlling and making sure that your mind is properly managed, indriyane paranyahu indriyebhya param mana manasastu para buddhihi buddher atma mahan paraha. Upanishad as well as Gita itself has given this point. Indriya sense organs are there, but greater than the sense organs is the mind. Greater than the mind is the intellect. Now I am talking to you, to your buddhi. Your mind may protest. Swamiji, he can say anything, but he doesn't know. Let him be a grihastha, then he will know. That we are, even Swamiji, actually I don't want sweet, but my husband wants it. My children want it. Therefore I prepare. When I prepare, I have to taste it, is it not? Some excuse or the other. So manasastha para buddhihi. Greater than the mind is a buddhi, intellect. And greater than the intellect is your attention, awareness there. When your awareness is steady, stira prajna, prajahadi yata kaman sarvan parthamanogata. The ability to stay put there is so hard unless the intellect is convinced. Unless the intellect is convinced, mind will not behave. And when the mind doesn't behave, the body will express it. You are trying to, instead of going towards the source and control there, you are trying to only do symptomatic treatment there. Like a doctor, when you go, he will make it symptomatic. You are having cold, take this. Next week, again, you will come back, I'll give you another one. Now, what is the cause? So instead of disciplining your mind, you are torturing the body. Karshayanta sharirastam Budagramam achetasa. Achetas means without mind, without thinking. Chetas, thinking. Mind. Achetasa, mindlessly. And then Mam, me, one who is there. Antasharirastam. What else you want to say? Antasharirastam. Me, the one sitting in your own body. Sharirastam mam karshayanta. Tan vidhi, understand them as asuri. What is that? Asura nishtaya. They are all asuric. They are demonic in thinking. So, it's very clear that when we do not have a clear understanding of what kind of the purpose for which I am living, and when that is vague and unclear, our mind will naturally go to what we are fancying about. And the fanciful state of mind will take you to what it wants to repeatedly experience. I experienced this, I want to repeat that tomorrow or day after. And never ask the question, am I doing the right thing? Even as I'm talking to you, as I said, I'm addressing your buddhi. Buddhi is supposed to ask this question to itself, am I doing the right thing? Then you don't ask this question. You allow the car to drive or you drive it. I decide where to go. The car doesn't decide, or GPS doesn't decide. I need to decide. Similarly, which direction I have to go in my life should be decided by whom? Instead of that, instead of disciplining the mind or having the correct understanding, you are torturing your body, persecuting it in the name of religion, in the name of austerity, in the name of sacrifice. That's why Bhagavan wants to make it clear, this is not the sattvic way to do. Next. Now you see, examples are many. Go ahead. Devanyajante, who? Worship of gods and divine deities, devotion is emotion. Because sattva is by nature sukhe sanjayati. Sarvatra kartavya bhave sanjayati. Sattvic attitude is vision. Rajasic is passion. And tamas is aggression and delusion. And there, Vibhishana, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, all the three of them are brothers, living in the same place. But what did they do? They are the best example, showing what is sattvic, what is rajasic, what is tamasic. While in the midst of the very place where Rakshasa and Asuras, they were all living, there was one person who was engaging in proper worship, which Hanuman happened to notice. And even as they burnt the entire place out of, is the tail, by his own tail, but only Vibhishana's palace or mansion is untouched. It is to symbolize that when you have the correct attitude of love and devotion for the Lord, even as the things around you will go wrong, but you will be able to maintain your sanity, protection. You will be protected. So, Devan yajante sattvika janaha Because their engagement in for the devotion in the Lord, for the Lord, is for creating a greater joy and happiness to the heart. The result of that is love, gratitude, reverence, devotion. Because devotion is emotion for a man of sattva. As against, devotion is action in case of rajas. Worship of demigods, as we say, aksharakshamsi. Why? Because rajas by nature, karmani sanjayati. It is defined by Bhagavan in 14th chapter. Sukhe sanjayati sattvam, karmani sanjayati rajas. Rajaha karmani sanjayati. Rajas always looks for things to do, action. Therefore, even devotion is an action. Now you go to any place where they do the worship, people are interested to see action. So if you tell, go to the temple, sit quietly, pray, meditate. No. Dun, 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 dhamal, dun, dun, dun. Such an amount of music they put, and then the light everywhere, then flashing light, and then dhupa, deepa, flower, this, next. Why? Action. You like to do action. Devotion is action. You see, in the tradition, it is very clear. 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita will explain to this. What is the role of Brahmana? What is the role of a Kshatriya? What is the role of a Vaishya? What is the role of Shudra in the world? Because all of them are equally important. And they engage in their action according to their action, their thoughts. You cannot stop it. According to their own action alone, according to their attitude alone, they engage in whatever they are doing. Yata pravritti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tadam swakarmana tamapyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. This is how Bhagavan will explain. In that, see, we all eat food. How do we spend our energy? It depends upon your quality. Once I was there when I was there in India, when under one particular Swamiji, when I was getting trained, we were passing by a huge playground. On a Sunday, on a playground in India, you will find the whole place is filled with children, youngsters. Cricket team, I know some 20 cricket team, and I do not know who is putting the one who is eating which ball. Because there is a one team doing like this, the same pitch, another team is doing like this. And everybody is busy. So I asked the Swamiji there, such a crowd? Yeah, that is how they spend their energy. Youngsters, when they are there at home, teenagers, how do they spend their energy? They need physical action. If you don't allow them to engage in action of that kind, they will become gangsters. They will write on the walls. They will destroy things. Why? They have to spend their energy. At their state of mind, a physical body needs to be exerting the energy. You ask a child from here to go to that, say, 1-year-old child. You ask the child from here, go to the door. What do you think the child will do? Run. Try. It will never walk. And you? If you run, you come here and go there. Something wrong with him. Huh? Why? The child by nature, because it is just full of energy, eats much less than you, but spends maximum energy. Physical action. After 1 hour of Balvihar, they are just sitting, waiting. When do I get out of this place? They want taekwondo, karate, dance. Why? Physical energy has to be spent. Rajas karmani bharata. So the mind is full of rajas. So in Gita, Bhagavan says the Brahmanas engage in chanting and loud and chanting and adhyayanam, swadhyaya, adhyayanam. That is the way they spend their energy. And so you ask the priest, what he will do the whole day? You'll no doubt have the same kind of food, but chanting, Veda Adhyayanam, chanting and shlokas and suktams and these things, and at the top of their life, because they have to spend their energy. Whereas a Kshatriya will spend energy in gym, exercise, double burger, leke. Why? Rajas. So, Kshatriya Swabhava is physical exertion, physical strength, getting ready for the war, if at all. Whereas if you ask a Vaishya, how will he spend energy? Share market. I'll invest here and then go there, networking, not working, and call that person, this person. So they spend, energy is spent on manipulation, business, and talking, and agency, meeting, and investment, share. This is what a physical labor is a Shudra Swabhava. Exertion, physically toiling, giving, putting their energy and toiling and, or what do you call that, toil on the floor. And the farmer, what does he do? He will make sure that the entire day is spent in preparing the place for it, cleaning the place, and then making sure that cultivation is done, proper time, hot sun. That is how they spend their energy. A creative person would spend more energy in the mind. Because thinking also takes a lot of energy. So why that fellow, the boy, 1 year old, runs when you don't? You think, we run. What do we think? Your mind is engaging and spending energy in thinking as much as a physical energy is spent by a young boy who does not have much to think and worry about in the physical exertion. So karmani sanjayati, rajas of the nature of karma. The result of that is material benefit, power, strength, rule over others. That is rajas. Whereas tamas, pramade sanjayati. It is just in indulgence. Worship of ghosts and evils and goblins. And for them, devotion is ostentation, as it is said before. Damba hankara sanyuktaha kamala balanvitaha karshayanta sharirastam mam. So, in our mind, very clearly, we should have this segmentation. The Sankhyan method of thinking is not all of them behave in the same way, not all of them have the same attitude, not all of them have the same purpose. It is not for us to judge others, please. It is to see how my mind is working. Is it at this point, is it sattvic, or is it rajasic, or it is tamasic? If it is sattvic, then it is engaged in progressing further in terms of understanding, maturity, wisdom, knowledge, etc. If it is rajas, it is more about power, position, money, wealth, getting maximum out of the world. If it is tamas, ciao, Sunday, afternoon, something. Blah, 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 blah. Liquid spirituality in small and just in party dogs. Thank God it is Friday. What is it? PGIF. Whole week we worked, Swamiji. Now we want to relax. Nothing wrong. Understand that is tamas. But don't stay there for too long. Then it becomes a way of life. Even as you are engaging in rajasic activity, make sure that slowly you progress to the action to devotion, action to vision, action to progress in your mind, thinking, maturity, understanding. Because after all, physical body's power and strength will wane away after some time. Not all the thing that you do right now when you are young would be able to do in 10 years' time, 20 years' time. At that time, when you are not able to do physically as much as you could do before, your mind will be the same. Mind doesn't get old. Body gets old. And the mind still demands, and body cannot supply. It is said, when do you know that you are young and when do you know that you are old? If a traffic police asks you to stop or slow down, you are young. If the doctor says you are old. Now, about tapas. Tapas is also of three kinds. We'll see in the next session. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.